Hello Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing your weekly tarot reading. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to subscribers and welcome in if this is your first time. I'm grateful that you're here and allowing me to co-create this reading with you. I have the intention set that this reading create health, wealth, and abundance and clarity for anybody who is tuning in. So this is a general reading. I'm tuning into a collective energy, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius. Crosswalkers or crosswatchers are welcome. Anybody's welcome who perceives that this reading will give them some benefit. So let's start. In the past, Sagittarius, we have Three of Pentacles. Looks like a group working together really well. Feels compatible. So there's a group working together. What does Sagittarius need to know most? What's the most important messages for those who are watching? Looks like you were, as I'm looking, this does feel like a business reading. This feels like around work, your environment. You're working with others. Feels like different skill levels. There's a level of compatibility here. Each person brings something to the table, but it feels like there was a lack of loyalty and a lack of progress. Like something, it didn't move. It didn't go forward. It looks like you wanted to manifest success. You had, we're still looking at the past, everything that you needed at your fingertips. So it feels like it was puzzling you why you weren't able to move forward. It looks like in this group there was a lack of synergy. It looks like you got along with this group somewhat, but there's a lack of like fire, a lack of desire, or each person was kind of had their own direction, and so it wasn't directed in the same way. There was a lack of cohesiveness in the direction you wanted to take this. There's also this energy, feels like someone doesn't want to learn anything new. Could this be you? Like this feels like someone who's not very adept, but they're a know-it-all. But I feel like they're missing something. Feels like they're lying to themselves and lying to others. It feels like they're in their ego. It feels like they're a little immature, whoever this energy is. There's this energy of success and abundance and a need to be happy, to be joyful. It feels like there's an attachment. There's a belief that when I get happy, when I get money, when I have this abundance, then I will be happy. And that belief feels like it's keeping you in a state, that belief is keeping you unhappy because you're telling yourself, I won't have my sunshine, my joy, my wonderful time until I'm financially well off, abundant. And so it's like you're holding joy from yourself, holding it away from yourself. Not until will I allow. Instead of, I want to enjoy growing my business. I want to enjoy every step. So when I do reach that abundance, I've already been practicing joy. That joy has already been activated and practiced in my space. There's a bit of a old school way of viewing success and happiness that it looks like coming up around your past energy. In present energy, we have the Two of Pentacles. Feels like you're being very cautious about your finances right now. You might be trying to make ends meet. Looks like right now you're focusing on your past, someone or something in the past that brought you a lot of joy. It's interesting. It's like you're having a difficult time. There's something that's kind of in that first chakra or lower chakras, not feeling stable, not feeling secure. And it's sending you back into the past, memories of someone in your past, someone who feels far away. Feels like you are trying to bring in joy as you're building, as you're working on work and your finances. There's a part of you that has already realized feels validating that, yeah, I want to enjoy my life now. I want love now. I don't want to put off any longer open-heartedness and love. And it feels like you're looking to your past because you're not finding it around you. Maybe because you've been exploring work and focusing on work, and I don't want joy. I don't want I'll get that when I get to my happiness. But it looks like right now in present time, you're like, I would like some of that joy right now on my way. And it looks like you're looking around your environment and the people around you are not loving. They're gossipy. They're insecure. I found personally when I was very gossipy in the past and definitely exploring that energy and criticizing and judgmental, that the seed of that was insecurity and a desire to belong by we're close, whoever I'm with, and we are poo-pooing other people to make ourselves feel better, to raise our egos. And it feels like you've got a lot of these insecure, egoic people around you. And it's not joyful. It's not fun. It's not loving. It looks like, wow. Yeah, there's specifically someone around you who's very negative. This person feels like they're stuck in a negative feedback loop within themselves. And so they're very insecure and fearful. And so it feels like they've got a large internal critic constantly judging and criticizing. Feels like you have people around you who have not really, they don't want a new way of being. They don't want to see things differently. They want to keep things status quo. This feels very frustrating, and it feels like it's depleting and exhausting. Feels like you are feeling very stuck in this energy. unable to move forward. And there's no transformation. There's a lack of transformation, a lack of change. You can't move forward. It feels like you are wanting something different. You're wanting change. You're wanting love. You're wanting to enjoy your life. However, when you look around, you who is around you, it's very unevolved. It's a lot of negative talk, a lot of unconsciousness, a lot of not wanting to change anything because change is scary, allowing fears to control them, and people who don't want to evolve. There's a lot of ego. So, all right, Sagittarius, messages from your higher self is the Four of Wands. Here's that joy and celebration. Here's coming together and that happy. This card often talks about weddings, happiness, coming together publicly, like this is fun, this is ease, let's dance, let's live joyfully. Take action. People who consider it important to take action, to have joy, to bring joy into the world. And it looks like your higher self is calling you to this joyful place. Four of Wands also is the 1111 card. Often talks about twin flames. And now I'm getting Two of Cups and the Emperor card. So it looks like you are wanting partnership, connection, loving connection, joyful, a partnership that's soulmate. It feels like we're on the same page. We want to create and go forth with joy. It looks like you want to, there's that energy. It feels like where both of you are leaders. It feels like two interdependent energies, both on the same page and willing to give. It feels like two leaders coming together in a very powerful way to create with joy and happiness and unburdening yourself. I'm getting unite. There's a need to unburden yourself before going into this more happy, joyful space. Feels like you can't keep adding to your environment. It feels like and you know exactly who and what needs to leave, what's not soul fulfilling, what feels stagnant, what feels like not on the same page. There's a need to clear what's not working for you, because what's coming in and creating this awareness, very aware of what's not and who's not working well in your environment, is because what's coming in is joy and celebration, partnership, connection. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Sagittarius. Your challenge this week is the Nine of Swords in reverse. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting coming out of a nightmare, coming out of anxiety, coming out of your nervous system being very agitated, on edge. Feels like whoever's in your present energy, the gossipy energy, very unconscious people, with a lot of negativity. Feels like they poo-poo others because they lack the courage to try things themselves, to evolve and change. And there's something about that, the people, and maybe the people closest to you in that energy, have really messed up your nervous system. Or let's take our power back. Choosing to stay around these type of energies despite your nervous system not liking this. Anxiety, fried, feels fried. It feels overwhelmed. It feels like a lot of exhaustion, of on edge, worry. Your challenge is to lead yourself out of this nightmare, to recognize what's not working. It's not working. I've worked very hard on this connection, this group, whatever this is. It's not working. Your challenge is to acknowledge what's not working. All right. Again, the Emperor shows up in your reading, Sagittarius. What's hidden is the Emperor. The Emperor is a leader. The Emperor is very focused on what they want to create. They know what moves to make. They're not afraid of taking moves. This is someone very comfortable. They've been through a lot. They understand King of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Wands, King of Cups. They've traveled and journeyed and explored and perfected. They've learned the lessons of these four kings and stepped into the Emperor mode. Looks like you're wanting to create a foundation for yourself, a new foundation, being very clear about the values. Feels like you're creating a new world for yourself, and you're getting very clear on what that foundation it looks like, feels like, what's important to you, what you need for yourself, what you need in connections, what you want, what your values are. Feels like it's been very difficult to end cycles. It feels like you've been repeating cycles and nothing is changing. I feel this frustration that this is causing. Yeah, there's a need to have a new environment, a new world. I want to start something new, but I don't want to end anything. I don't want to destroy. I just want to build on top of what I have. And that's kind of keeping you stuck, an unwillingness to let go of what's no longer serving you. I'm also getting, again, about your nervous system. Nine of Swords in reverse again. I want to get out of this nightmare, but I'm not willing to lead myself away from, I'm not willing to acknowledge what I need to let go of to create this reality that I prefer for myself going forward. feels like you've got the leadership skills to do this, but there's that an unwillingness to take the steps necessary, at least right now, that I'm perceiving. All right, Sagittarius, your opportunity this week is the Six of Pentacles. This is generosity. This is someone very generous, very giving. They have a lot to give. They have excess, and so they can give to those in need. What do we need to... Looks like someone's coming in with... There's someone with loving messages. Very generous, loving messages. This is someone with an abundance of giving. This person really gives a lot. And it comes from the heart. Feels like they're very generous. They're very upright. There's someone in the environment, though, who's mentally manipulative. Someone who's cruel. It looks like whoever this kind of mentally manipulative person is, it's like they've created a mental trap, or it feels like they've projected a lot of negativity. This feels like very similar energy to whoever is around you who's very gossipy and negative. They don't have anything nice to say. They project their insecurities onto others. So here's this very generous person. I don't know if this is you or someone in your environment. Only you can decide. Someone who's very generous and loving and giving of their heart, of their finances, very giving. And then here's this very manipulative person. I feel like that's you. You are generous. You are very giving, and you've got this loving, open heart energy. And it looks like someone has taken advantage of your kindness and kind of manipulated you mentally in this very negative way. It looks like you're realizing this, you're recognizing this, you're seeing where you've seeing them from a different perspective, and seeing how they've kind of you've allowed them, you've chosen to see things from their point of view, and now it feels like you're breaking free from that. You're seeing things differently than this person. It looks like you no longer want to invest your time and your focus and your attention to someone that you give a lot to, and you receive a lot of negativity, a lack of care. They're mentally maybe abusive and manipulative. Nothing is going to change in this connection. It feels like you're seeing this. You're no longer wanting to communicate. It feels like you don't even want to communicate with this person. You don't want to share your energy. Either you are acknowledging and telling this person, like coming clean, like, hey, this is how I'm perceiving us, me, you, the situation. I feel like you've been tiptoeing around with these beliefs, not saying how you feel about this person, about this connection. It feels like you're coming clean, you're owning how you feel. Boy. And that there's a lack of love, a lack of joy. This isn't something you can build on. It feels like coming apart. Feels like as you communicate this, as you realize this, as you own this, then you start taking action towards what you want. Feels like you're clearing space so you can have joy and happiness and connections with people who are loving and caring, who are also leaders that you can feel safe with. They're safe. You create safety for them. They create safety for you. Wow. Sagittarius. Go Sagittarius. Go Sagittarius. All right. Your possible outcome this week is the Three of Wands in reverse. The weight is up. Three of Wands in reverse, I feel, is a timing card. Or Three of Wands upright. Here's someone ready, poised to take action. She's ready to go out and go surfing. But she's waiting for a good set of waves. She doesn't want to go out there when there aren't any waves and waste her energy and her time. So realizing she's right where she needs to be. From this vantage point, she'll be able to see when a set of waves come in on the horizon. That's it. Now it's time to go. So it feels like with the Three of Wands in reverse, the wait is over. The wait is over. It's time. It's go time. Go, 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 go. All right. It feels like this is painful. This is heartbreaking. It's not easy. It's go time. It's time to take action. But there is heartbreak here. There's heartbreak, but there's also this very feminine, nurturing energy. Feels like even though there's heartbreak, there's a knowing that this is the best. This is heartbreaking, but this needs to happen. There's something about this divine feminine energy. So the Emperor has shown up twice, and now the Empress is in the possible outcome. For some of you, it feels like you might want to not deal with the heartbreak and cutting out what no longer and who no longer serves you, so you can move forward to joy and happiness and connections that are more aligned with you and what you're wanting. Instead, it feels like some of you are like, well, can I have it all? Can I have my cake and eat it too? Can I not deal with, having to separate out what I don't like? I just want to move forward, maybe into a third party. It doesn't feel like, it feels like there's no oomph to that. There's no staying power. It feels like trying to put a Band-Aid over a gaping wound. It's not addressing the wound. It's trying to sidestep. That might just be for some of you out there who are really avoiding at any cost owning your thoughts, your feelings, your new you wanting new things. Another way to read this is it's time to move forward. This is going to be painful to speak your truth. It feels like it's a side effect of a new timeline opening up and taking a new timeline. You can't have both timelines. There's a choice that needs to be made. You're birthing a new reality into existence. This is what you've asked for. It feels like there's a lack of faith of what you've asked for. What if it's worse? What if, well, you didn't ask for something worse. You asked for something better, something you can build on. I also feel like there's someone you want to move towards. Maybe it's someone who in the present current energy who you think about in your past, who brings those loving feelings. Someone you're not in contact with, someone who's far away, or they seem far away. You don't want to go to someone offering. It feels like you can't go to an Empress and offer an Empress a little bit. It's an Empress. If you're going to step in an Emperor mode and you want your Empress, that matched pair, then you can't just show up and say, here's this little, there's a need to own your path, own your truth. Yeah, there's this deceptive energy. Like, I'm going to sneak around. I'm going to see what I can get away with. This is someone who's not apologetic. So you get to decide who I'm describing here. Is this you, or is this someone in your environment? Feels like someone in your environment, there's someone who's very tricky. They're deceptive. They're sneaking around, and they're unapologetic about this. It looks like someone's walking away from a situation that's emotionally unsatisfying, and it's creating a lot of grief and sadness. Someone's focusing on figuring out where they want to focus their attention. What do I want to grow now? Where do I want to focus my attention? Because wherever I focus my attention, that energy, that grows. You might be at the end of the week, if this is your sadness and the emotional upset, it feels like maybe focusing on work, because there's a lot going on emotionally around you. And it feels like someone's breadcrumbing. It's just not enough. And someone's being very deceptive and heartless, really, in their communication. It's very heartless and cruel. And so in a way it makes it easier, I guess, to walk away. Like, it's like seeing this cruelty, seeing how little you get from this connection, and how little heart there is. There's a lack of remorse. It feels like, you've hurt me, and they're like, oh, you've hurt me. It feels like someone who's just not like willing to meet you. And that lack of care, it feels like makes it easier, not easy, but easier to like walk away from this person, from this unsatisfying condition. And there's a lot of grief here, a lot of sadness. And then focusing on work, focusing on what it is you want to create, because this does feel like emotional overwhelm. And it does feel like you might be blaming yourself, or everyone's blaming you, or you're feeling very unloved. And it's coming from inside the house. There's a lack of loving yourself, a lack of taking care of yourself. Feels like whatever this, it feels like you're really acknowledging the cruelty around you, the lack of care, and there's a realization that the reason why people and people closest to you are showing up in such a painful way, being very deceptive and tricky and giving you very little of their energy but expecting a lot from you, maybe third-party scenarios, they're very there's a cruelty and a lack of care for your feelings in your heart. And there's a realization that that must mean that I accept this type of behavior. I don't feel like I deserve any more than this. I don't value myself enough to choose something differently for myself. There's a realization that this difficulty stems from a lack of self-love and a devaluing of self. Feels like a very powerful week, a lot of internal work going on. So Sagittarius, that's your reading. I hope this was helpful. I hope these messages give you the guidance that you need and the clarity that you need. Thank you so much for liking this video and hitting that subscribe button so I can grow this channel. I appreciate you showing up to this reading and co-creating it with me. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Bye.